Vroom vroom, the boys are back racing this weekend and we can win $35,000. Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Jason Matters with Winning Bets. Thanks for hanging out with me on this episode. That's right, this one's our weekly NASCAR show that we do where we can win $35,000. We can win $25,000 over on the Jackpot Races app, and we can win another $10,000 over on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. Before we jump on to this week's race, let's take just half a second just to remember Bristol race, just because it was so unique and so historic. The first time they had been run on dirt since 1970. We obviously talked about this on my daily sports betting show, but the race went generally about how I thought it was. It was going to be a complete mayhem. There was a lot of unknown. All your dirt experts, your guys with dirt experience really didn't do all that well. That was mainly due to some wrecks and some accidents, but overall, like I said, they didn't do well. It was kind of more of these guys that were perceived to maybe not have as much dirt experience. You know, Joey Logano winning the race doesn't have a lot of dirt experience. Martin Truex Jr. winning stage 1, almost winning stage 2. He is not a dirt expert, guys. These guys that don't have that dirt experience really put on a really good performance at Bristol on that dirt track. So overall, a good race. Like I said, a lot of mayhem, a lot of unpredictability as we expected. And in the end, Joey Logano won the race, wins the sword. And NASCAR already announced that the dirt is coming back. So we'll get to be able to do that again next year on 2022 as the dirt comes back on into Bristol. As for this weekend, the boys will be at Martinsville, which is another short track race. I think more of a comp is Richmond due to the banking. Bristol, it's obviously a short track as well, but the banking on Bristol is really, really high as opposed to Martinsville. It's not as steep, not as high as of a banking. So I think that maybe lends to more of a comp like Richmond, because like Martinsville, it doesn't have those real steep banking, and it's also relatively, a short track. So I of course looked at Bristol though, looked at all the short track stats, looked at Richmond as well, and then obviously got to lean on Martinsville, what these guys do at Martinsville. But it's Saturday night racing, it's under the lights. It should be really, really exciting to get these cars under the lights on Saturday night and running around there. And as we know with NASCAR, there's always wrecks. There's going to be wrecks at Martinsville. Not like, you don't get the big ones like you get at, these super speedways, the Talladegas and the Daytonas, but there will be wrecks, and there'll be wrecks of pretty good size just because you get cars going at these speeds, on a half-mile track. When they do get into wrecks, they tend to pile up a little bit, and you'll get, 4 to 6, maybe 8 car pileups, that run around on Martinsville. So obviously, hopefully the guys we pick, aren't involved in any of those wrecks, and we can stay clean and put on a good race. And as always, when I give you guys numbers and research, those will pertain to mainly the last 6 races of how these drivers perform at Martinsville. All right, so with that being said, let's jump on into it. Let's go ahead and first start off with the Jackpot Races app. That's the one where we can win $25,000. That's the one where they give you 6 groups of drivers. You got to pick a driver to finish best amongst the group. Then you got to give them a winner, and you got to give them a second place finish. So let's jump on into it. All right, so for Group 1, let's go ahead and go with Brad Keselowski. Look, he's got the best average finish, and he's got the better driver rating, which is tied for Blaney in this group. All 6 races, he's had him finish in the top 10. He's the only driver in the group, and really the only driver overall that can say all 6 of his races, he's been able to put those in the top 10. He's got 1 win and 5 top 5s overall. His low finish is 10. So I just like a guy that's really consistent here on Martinsville. You know what you're going to get Keselowski. Well, again, his low finish is 10, so we can pretty much predict him to be in the top 10. So this is a really good driver to back at this track. He's got the 3rd best driver rating overall, and his average finish, he's got the 3rd best driver rating and 3rd best average finish at the short track, but he's number 1 in this group on short track racing. So let's go with Brad Keselowski in Group 1. For Group 2, let's go ahead and go with his teammate. Let's go with Joey Logano. Look, he's got the 2nd best driver rating and 1st in this group. He's got the 4th best average finish and 1st in this group. He's got 1 win, 3 top 5s, and 5 top 10s overall. He's got the 2nd best average finish and driver rating in the group on short tracks. Both of those are behind Kyle Busch, who is in this group. But Kyle Busch is just not a driver that I can trust right now at the moment. So, yeah, go ahead and give me Joey Logano. Look, again, he's first in the group in driver rating and average finish. So, yeah, go ahead and give me Joey Logano in this group. For Group 3, let's go ahead and give it to Alex Bowman. Look, the best average finish and driver rating in this group. He's got 3 top 10 finishes here in this 3 top 10 finishes here at this racetrack, which is also best in this group. So we'll go with Alex Bowman. For Group 4, let's give it to Eric Almirola. He's got the best average finish and driver rating by 18 points in this group, and he's the only driver with top 10 finishes, and he's got 2 top 10 finishes. So the only one in this group that has gotten his car in the top 10. Yeah, go ahead and give me Eric Almirola. For Group 5, let's go ahead and give it to Ryan Preece. Look, and I'm fading the rookies. Certainly, we've been, at least on my daily sports betting show, fading rookies from time to time, and that's been profitable to us. So immediately I went ahead and just faded the rookies. So if we look at the other drivers he was penned up against, in 3 of the 4 races, he's had them in the top 20. Buescher's only got 3 of 6 in the top 20. So I like that Ryan Preece has matched him in only 4 races as opposed to Buescher doing it in 6. And then his low of 26 is 12 spots better than what Chris Buescher's low is of 38. So go ahead and give me Ryan Preece in Group 5. For Group 6, we'll go ahead and give it to Daniel Suarez. Look, the best average finish in the group, and albeit I understand it's only 0.5 above Eric Jones, but it is better than Eric Jones. He's got the second best driver rating in the group. He's 3 points behind Eric Jones, so not all that far behind Eric Jones. He's got 2 top 10s. He's the only driver that's got top 10 finishes. So I really like that. Kind of like Eric Almirola, the only guy that's gotten in the top 10. Well, Daniel Suarez has got 2 of those top 10s. And Suarez has got the better average finish at short tracks than any driver here in this group. And he actually put on a good performance last week at Bristol. I mean, obviously I know that was dirt, but that's still a short track. So really liked what he did last week, or I guess it was 2 weeks ago there at Bristol. So yeah, go ahead and give me Daniel Suarez there for Group 6. For a winner, I'll go ahead and give it to Brad Keselowski. I already mentioned the reasons why I like Brad Keselowski. And for second place, I'll go ahead and give it to Ryan Blaney. Look, Ryan Blaney's got the second best average finish. He's got 5 top 5s. And Blaney's been really strong all season. We know he's already got 1 victory. He's been really, really strong here. And I actually think Team Penske, obviously if I've got Keselowski winning the race and Blaney in 2 and Joey Logano winning another group, I'm expecting a strong performance here from Team Penske. So if you look up the stats between Keselowski, Blaney, and Logano, I mean, they're all up in like the top 5 there at Martinsville. So yeah, two guys there, or 3, 2 guys in Keselowski and Blaney, but really all 3 guys that just love the short tracks, love Martinsville, think this team will do well. So I'm going for Team Penske to have a nice 1-2 finish here at Martinsville this weekend. All right, let's flip it over now to the Fox Bet Super 6 app. This is the one where you can win $10,000 if you can correctly answer 6 questions. It revolves around stage 2, which that's what makes this tough. And that's the reason why, if I recall correctly, nobody's ever won this jackpot so far this season, because you can look up stats of how guys are going to perform and we try and predict it like you can do on a jackpot races. But this doesn't take in the whole body of work at race. So while we may like a Keselowski and a Blaney and a Logano and a Suarez and all these guys, that's because we're projecting how they'll do over that entire race. It's really difficult to maybe project how this thing will unfold at the end of stage 2. With that being said, we put in the time, we put in the research. Let's answer these 6 questions and see if we can't get that $10,000. So of the past 3 champions, they say who's going to lead the most laps. Well, I'll go ahead and say give it to Joey Logano. He also is strong here. Obviously, I just justified him of winning that group, but he starts on the pole too. So let's just say that he can get a nice, good restart off the jump and maintain his first position. Hopefully he can accumulate some laps led due to his benefit there of starting on the pole. So yeah, go ahead and give me Joey Logano there for question 1. For question 2, car manufacturers have 3 in the top 10. I'll go ahead and say no. And the last time they gave us this question, we answered it no and got it right. So we'll just kind of go with the same logic there of how we predicted it last time. So yeah, go ahead and give me no again. For question 3, how many laps will the driver with the most have? This one's brutal. It's more of a guess. I'll say 50 to 99. There's going to be cautions. We know there's obviously competition cautions. We know there's cautions in general. So that'll maybe change it up. So you're not going to get one driver that can really get out on a long run. Yeah, this Martinsville can have long runs by all means. It can have long runs, but let's hope there's not too long of a run and maybe the leader can get shuffled a little bit. So I'll go 50 to 99 laps. Driver with the fastest lap is question 4. I go ahead and say Brad Keselowski as he surges to the lead to eventually take home the overall win. Brad Keselowski at some point through the first 2 stages will claim himself the fastest lap. For question 5, teams with 3 drivers in the top 10. I'm going to go and say Team Penske. Look, I mean, I just justified it there overall with the 3 Penske boys there with Blaney, Keselowski, and Logano. This one's tough, though. I think they will be in the top 10 at the end of the race. This is what I kind of say where it's tough. Will they all be in the top 10 at the end of stage 2? The numbers support that they will do good overall. Let's hope that they can at least, put it together quickly and get it done in the first 2 stages. So go ahead and give me Team Penske. And question 6 is driver with the best finishing position. I'll go ahead and say Denny Hamlin. Look, Denny Hamlin has had a strong season. He's been really strong and competitive in almost most of the races, and he finished 1 and 3 in both stages in the fall race. So when they raced back in here in November, he was 1 and 3 in the both stages. So yeah, I think Denny Hamlin's going to also have himself another strong weekend here at Martinsville. So like him, amongst these drivers, have the best finishing position come the end of stage 2. And that's how we'll do it right there. That's how we'll win $35,000 weekends at Martinsville under the lights on Saturday night. As always, go ahead and hit the like button if I've been of help to you. And as always, good luck on your picks. And if you're interested in free sports picks here, I'm going to give out on my Friday daily sports betting show some NASCAR head-to-head bets where we've been doing really good this season and we're profitable on the season so far betting NASCAR head-to-head. So be on the look of that on Friday's daily sports betting show if you're interested in placing any real bets on this Martinsville race. Otherwise, guys, enjoy the race, and I'll see you guys next week on the weekly NASCAR show. Have a good one. Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.